Senate will come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Senators Baisley, Bridges, Buckner, Coleman, Cutter, Danielson,
Excused.
Exum, Fields, Gardner, Janal, Gonzalez, Hanson, Hinrichsen, Jaquez Lewis,
Excused.
Kirkmeyer, Kolker, Liston, Lundeen, Marchman,
Excused.
Moreno, Mullica, Pelton B, Pelton R, Priola, Rich, Roberts, Rodriguez, Simpson, Smallwood, Sullivan, Van Winkle, Will, Winter, Zenzinger. And the recall? Mr. President.
Here. Morning roll call is 32 present, 0 absent, 3 excused. We do have a quorum. Will the good senator from Colorado Springs please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of the journal. Senator Van Winkle.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate Journal of Tuesday, February 7th, 2023 be approved as corrected by our secretary.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and that motion is adopted. Senate Services.
February 8th, 2023, correctly engrossed Senate Bills 15, 37, 40, and 41. Correctly re-engrossed Senate Bill 23. Correctly revised House Joint Resolution 1007. Correctly enrolled Senate Joint Resolution 5.
Committee reports.
February 7, 2023, the Committee on Education, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following: Senate Bill 86 be amended as follows, and as so amended be referred to the Committee on Appropriations with favorable recommendation. February 7, 2023, the Committee on Finance, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following: Senate Bill 42 be postponed indefinitely. February 7, 2023, Committee on Finance, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following: Senate Bill 56 be referred favorably to the Committee on Appropriations. February 7, 2023, the Committee on Finance, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following: Senate Bill 25 be referred favorably to the Committee on Appropriations.
Message from the House.
February 7, 2023, Mr. President, the House has passed on third reading and transmitted to the reviser of statutes House Bill 1034 and 1014, amended as printed in House Journal February 6, 2023. The House has passed on third reading and transmitted to the reviser of statutes House Bill 1007.
Message from the reviser.
February 7, 2023, we hear transmit without comment House Bill 1007 without comment as amended House Bill 1014 and 1034.
Will the clerk please add Senator Jaquez Lewis to the roll? Introduction of bills.
Senate Bill 143, Senators Fenberg and Van Winkle, concerning the administration of the existing retail delivery fees collected by the Department of Revenue.
Finance.
Senate Bill 144, Senator Janal, concerning prescription drugs for the treatment of chronic pain.
Health and Human Services.
Senate Bill 145, Senators Danielson and Cutter, Representative Story, concerning the creation of a special license plate to commemorate the Stegosaurus as the Colorado state fossil.
Finance.
Senate Bill 146, Senator Danielson, concerning updates to the Colorado State Apprenticeship Resource Directory.
Business, Labor, and Technology.
House Bill 1005, Representatives Wilford and Tatone, Senators Huckes, Lewis, and Marchman, concerning changes to the new energy improvement program and in connection therewith, adding resiliency improvements and water efficiency improvements to the program, modifying the new energy improvement districts, notice requirements, and removing the district's hearing requirement.
Transportation and Energy.
House Bill 1014, Representative Bazinacre, Senator Winter, concerning yielding to larger vehicles and roundabouts.
Transportation and Energy.
House Bill 1030, Representative Sirota and Soper, Senator Henriksen, concerning a prohibition against requiring compensation to a healthcare staffing agency if a contracted healthcare facility hires a healthcare staffing agency's employee as a permanent employee of the healthcare facility.
Business, Labor, and Technology.
House Bill 1034, Representatives Doherty and Soper, Senators Gonzalez and Simpson, concerning measures to expand post-conviction DNA testing.
Judiciary.
House Bill 1051, Representatives Lukens and Holtorf, Senators Robertson, Pelton, concerning the continuation of high-cost support mechanism funding for rural telecommunications providers, and in connection therewith aligning the repeal date of such high-cost support mechanism funding with the sunset repeal date of the high-cost support mechanism.
Transportation and Energy. Third reading of bills. Consent calendar. Members, we are on third reading of bills. Will the clerk please read the titles of all of the bills on the consent calendar?
Senate Bill 40, Senators Fields, Representative Young, concerning a requirement that staffing agencies perform a CAPS check when providing employees who will work with at-risk adults. Senate Bill 37, Senator Cutter, Representative Judah, concerning requirements for solicitations related to the Secretary of State.
Majority Leader Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the passage of all the bills on the third reading consent calendar, which includes Senate Bill 40 and Senate Bill 37.
Is there any discussion on any of the bills on the third reading of bills consent calendar? Seeing none, the motion is the passage of all of the bills on the third reading of bills consent calendar. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, Senate Bill 40 is passed. Co-sponsors: Senators Zenzinger, Janal, Kolker, Rodriguez, Gonzalez, Priola, Buckner, Majority Leader Moreno, Exum, Winter, Cutter, Bridges. With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, Senate Bill 37 is passed. Co-sponsors: Senators Kolker, Majority Leader Moreno, Gonzalez, Rodriguez, Bridges, Priola, Buckner, Fields, Winter. Please add the president. Third reading of bills, final passage. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 15? Majority Leader Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that Senate Bill 15 lay over until tomorrow.
The motion is to lay over Senate Bill 15 to tomorrow. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and Senate Bill 15 will be laid over until tomorrow. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 41?
Senate Bill 41, Senators Janal and Smallwood, Representative Amabile, concerning the authorization of prescription drugs approved by the Federal Food and Drug Administration for off-label use.
Senator Janal.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move Senate Bill 41 on third reading and final passage and ask for an aye vote.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the motion is for the adoption of Senate Bill 41. Are there any no votes?
Hey, well done, Senator.
Thank you.
With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, Senate Bill 41 is passed. Co-sponsors: Senators Gardner, Kirkmeyer, Minority Leader Lundin, Rich, Liston, Pelton B, Baisley, Pelton R, Simpson, Will, Van Winkle, Zenzinger, Bridges, Sullivan, will the clerk please add Senator Marchman to the roll?
Do you want to do message from the governor?
Okay. Message from the governor.
January 27, 2023, to the Honorable Colorado Senate. Ladies and gentlemen, pursuant to the powers conferred upon me by the Constitution and laws of the state of Colorado, I have the honor to designate, reappoint, and submit to your consideration the following members of the Air Quality Control Commission, effective February 1st, 2023, for terms expiring January 31st, 2026. Guillermo Bill Gonzalez III of Denver, Colorado, to serve as a representative of technical experience, reappointed. John Slutsky of Wellington, Colorado, to serve as a representative of agricultural experience, reappointed. Rhonda Aarons of Broomfield, Colorado, to serve as a representative of industrial and private sector experience, reappointed. Gerald Arnold of Englewood, Colorado, to serve as a representative of labor industrial experience, reappointed. Sincerely, Jared Polis, Governor.
Those appointments will go to Health and Human Services. Announcements. Minority Leader Lundin.
Thank you, Mr. President. I request a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Thank you, Mr. President. As we all care about deeply and we talk about occasionally, the future of our state is in the hands of the students, the children of the future of the state. Now, if you look over to this side of the chamber, they certainly do not look like children, but let's acknowledge the students. We have some students from District 20 that are here with some of their leadership. Now, the superintendent from District 20 chose to be in the House at this time. However, the COO saw better of the opportunities and before him, and Brett Smith, who is the COO of District 20, as well as the chief bus driver today, is with us. Please, if you would, acknowledge some of the students here from District 20 down in El Paso County. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Pelton.
Thank you, Mr. President. Friday morning, outside the old Supreme Court chambers, the Colorado Association of Naturopathic Doctors is going to have breakfast for us. So there'll be Santiago's burritos and other light snacks. So stop on by and talk with them. Thank you.
Birthday boy Henriksen.
Thank you, Mr. President. I kindly ask for a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Thank you. Colleagues, I want to introduce, it's my pleasure today to host the nominees for the Colorado State University Board of Governors, Mr. Armando Valdez of La Jara and Mr. Ray Baker of Lakewood. Feel free to say hi to them once we're in recess and ask them any questions you have.
Senator Mullica.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, this is just an announcement that the Realtor Day at the Capitol will be tomorrow. They'll be having a breakfast from 7 to 9 at the Sheraton downtown. And so hopefully you'll see some realtors around here tomorrow and stop by and say hi.
Senator Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, I'm going to make this announcement twice because it's a little confusing what we're going to be doing today. But after we are done with our floor work regarding supplementals, we will be meeting initially at, we're scheduled for 1:30 to meet as a joint Judiciary Committee, and then we will come together after as a Senate Judiciary Committee to hear a number of parole board nominations or confirmations, and then several bills. And so first joint judiciary and then Senate judiciary. I will make that announcement a second time when we're done with our work for the day. Thank you.
Senator Fields.
Good morning, Mr. President. I'd like to request a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Thank you, Mr. President and colleagues. Today, I have some special guests here from Gold Academy. They're sitting on the right side of our chamber. And Gold Academy is a school that helps young people with their learning so they can achieve academic success. There are several Gold Academies across the state. There's one in my district, and there's some in other locations. And they have students also in the House chamber. And today, they're here to understand civics and what we do here under the Golden Dome. So I have 3 teachers that are here. There are the facilitators of social studies. If I could have them please stand and wave at us. And they are teaching social studies. I think they have about 50 students that are here. And the students, will you please stand as well? These are all students that are making their way to take their places in the future tomorrow. Welcome to the state capitol. Please let us know what we can do to support your learning. Thank you.
Senator Marchman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd ask for a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Thank you so much. Senators, I left on your desk a Valentine. These are from the Loveland Chamber of Commerce. This is where I live. We will get to host Miss Loveland on Monday, Valentine. But the deal with these cards is you can fill out the cards and give them to me tomorrow or Friday, and they will go through to someone, to your Valentine, to your mom, to your kids, whatever you'd like. If you give them back to me Thursday or Friday, they will be stamped through the Loveland remailing program, and they'll get to your Valentines with that extra stamp. So thank you for that. Loveland.
Senator Buckner.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have 2 announcements. First announcement, Education Committee will meet at 1:30-ish this afternoon. We have several bills to be heard. And then second of all, as soon as we adjourn, we want everyone to go to the old Supreme Court for supplementals. So please be as swift as possible. Thank you. Oh, well, I was going to invite everybody, but this is for the Senate Dems. Sorry to leave you out.
Everyone is welcome. Right. Senator Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. President. I request a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Everyone listen up. Everyone listen up. I don't know if you get the same pay stub that I get. I suspect you do. But I wanted to call attention, particularly for those of you who might be candidates for mayor of Denver or something. So did you ever notice on your pay stub where it says taxes, it says Denver, $5.75. That's called the occupational privilege tax. And it turns out that for each and every one of you, even if you're from Boulder, the state not only takes $5.75 out of your check, the state pays them $4 every month. This has troubled me off and on for years because when I was an attorney in the federal government, it was axiomatic, if you will, that the state had no right to tax the federal government. And likewise, it should be axiomatic that a political subdivision of the state, which the city and county of Denver, as much as they don't want to be, should not have the right to impose a tax upon the state as well as the burden of collecting a tax for me. You need to pay me $5.75 a month for your service here. You need to pay the Liege of Denver $5.75. This is something I'm going to be looking into. I've thought about it off and on. I've wondered how it is that all of us, along with the state, pay $117 annually for that. And so I'll just be talking about it from time to each and every one of you. And you ought to be offended that a political subdivision of the state is imposing a tax upon you for your service here as a state official and upon the state for hiring you here. Thank you, Mr. President. I appreciate your time.
It has been my privilege. You know, Senator Gardner, alternatively, we could just move the capital.
Alamosa.
Because the head tax in Boulder County is only $2. Could save a lot of money. Senator Simpson.
Mr. President, two things, a moment of personal privilege and an announcement.
Only because I love that shirt and tie.
That's
Senator
what my
Simpson.
personal privilege was about. A recognition of only the second time I'm dressed in paisley on behalf of my wife and the good folks at Men's Warehouse who recognized I needed to expand my horizon and my dress code a little bit. And an announcement, you all should have had a flyer on your desk this morning inviting you tomorrow to Adams State University's interim president, David Tanberg, and the board will be here on the first floor with breakfast, burritos, and coffee for everybody. So come by and visit with Adams State, again, known as the location where we learn and participate, in Division II athletics in what we characterize as rare air at about 8,000 foot of elevation. So come have coffee and breakfast with Adams State tomorrow morning.
Majority Leader Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, just a note on the plan for the rest of the day. Upon recess, the Senate Democratic Caucus will be meeting in the old Supreme Court chamber to review the supplemental package and any amendments. After that, we will return to the floor and we will take up a special orders calendar for all of the supplemental bills with the exception of Senate Bill 113, which is the supplemental appropriation for the Department of Corrections. So that will be on regular general orders for tomorrow. So with that, Mr. President, I move that the Senate recess until the adjournment of the Senate Democratic Caucus.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the Senate will recess until sometime later after the Senate Democratic Caucus has completed.